When I dropped to rest on my forearms so I could be closer to his face, a deep sound left West. And again, he fought against the ropes. No, I said, trailing the flat end of the blade along his cheek. You're too much of a coward. Sorry, I can't hear you. Were you saying something? I put my weight against his shoulder and the side of his head as I began slicing the blade down around the top of his eyebrow. The yell was gargled and loud, vibrating me as I cut around, lowering a good 2 inches below the side of his eye. You let Billy do it, then eliminated that guard to make yourself look like the hero. You, a hero! Again, my mad laugh filled the room. My husband, always wanting to be in the spotlight, wanting to be the leader, the one everyone looks up to. Did Bram make you feel so inadequate you had to have everything he did? That you had to kill him and take over his life so you could feel like you were worth something? I can see that. I moved my focus to the flattened blade and began sliding the tip under the skin to separate it from the muscle. Thrashing had the blade cutting across his cheek, and I lifted enough to slap him. Stay still, or you'll lose your eye. I want you to see what I've done when I'm finished. Sweating and trembling, I lower my head to Quinn's chest. You're okay, love, he says, sounding shaken as he rocks me in his arms. You're okay. I've got you. The sheets are in tangles all around us. I must have been thrashing. I wonder how long it took him to wake me up. He kisses my head, then takes my face in his hands. His eyes search mine. You were having a nightmare. My voice raw, I say, Enzo. He winces. Oh, crap. He gathers me into his arms and holds me until my ragged breath has slowed to normal, and I'm no longer quaking with dread. What can I do? Just this. I'll be okay in a minute. He exhales heavily, then pulls the blankets up, holding me with one arm. He settles us back against the pillows, tucking my head under his chin and wrapping his arms and legs around me so I'm cocooned in his warmth. We lie like that, in the dark, breathing together, for a long time. It could be minutes or hours, I don't know. Eventually, an odd feeling overtakes me. After examining it for a while, I realize it's peace. I've never felt peace before. In all my 33 years, I've never known what it's like to find shelter from the storms that always followed me. I've been lost at sea for so long, I thought that's what it meant to be living. He looks around the room. Releasing me, he strides over to a desk on the opposite wall and pulls the chair out from under it. He sets it in front of me, sits down on it, whips off his tie, and holds it out. When I take it, he rips off his suit jacket and dress shirt and flings them to the floor. Stripped to the waist, he sits there staring up at me in fiery intensity with his chest rising and falling and all the tendons in his neck standing out. Hands behind your back, gladiator. He instantly clasps his hands behind the chair. I might lose consciousness from excitement. Stepping behind him, I wind the tie around his head, covering his eyes, and knot it in back. I bend down and kiss his neck, whispering into his ear, Will you be a good gladiator and keep your hands behind you? Or do I need to find something to bind them with? I'll be good, he says, practically panting. As a reward, I kiss his neck again, gently biting him, then licking the sting away. He groans softly, fidgeting. When I straighten, I feel lightheaded. I walk around to his front and straddle his lap. Between my legs, his erection is enormous. Scratching my nails lightly over his shoulders, I whisper, You're the most gorgeous gladiator I've ever seen. So strong. Look at all these beautiful muscles. He leans forward, blindly hunting for my mouth. I give it to him, thrilling at the animal sound he makes when our lips meet. We kiss deeply until my hardened peaks are aching for his mouth and the throbbing between my legs is unbearable. I stand, unzip my dress, and shimmy out of it. I remove my panties and kick off my heels. Then I kneel down in front of Quinn and unbuckle his belt. When I've got his zipper down, his hard manhood is proudly jutting out from the top of his briefs. "Ooh, Gladiator, you're as talented as I've heard."